Hi, my name is Lily Wilson. I'm here as an educator to inform you of the potential dangers that are possible when your child is using social media. So, to begin with, technology is widely used and it can have great benefits like the ease of communication and information, but there's a lot of potential dangers that parents need to be aware of. Crittenden wrote that 95% of teenagers reported having access to a smartphone. There are some potential dangers, like adolescents can get mixed up in inappropriate and exploitive relationships when they give someone personal information or send videos and pictures online. You can't always know who you're really talking to. Along with this, online abuse and bullying are very prevalent. These can then lead to mental and physical health concerns. Also, online choices, particularly the poor ones, can revoke college acceptance, jobs, etc., because nothing really goes away. There's a lot of dares and challenges online on platforms such as TikTok that kids fall astray and are easily influenced to try due to their prefrontal cortex not being fully developed. However, these challenges are very dangerous. For example, the blackout challenge encourages kids to film themselves choking themselves until they pass out. This has been linked to at least 15 deaths in the past 18 months. Along with this, there's the Benadryl challenge, that students are challenging one another to take high doses of Benadryl to cause hallucinations, which can lead to heart problems. There have been many children ending up in the hospital with this, and it can also be fatal if you take too much. Another one of these challenges is the Cha-Cha Slide Challenge, which encourages teenagers to drive recklessly to a song. For example, if the song says slide left, the driver slides over into the incoming lane of traffic, which can be extremely dangerous. Another one, which I've had personal experience with, is bathroom destruction. Last school year, there was a TikTok challenge going around that encouraged students to destroy their school bathrooms, which did happen in my school, and it caused a tremendous repercussion for these children. Also, the danger of interacting with people that you don't really know leads to a ton of online problems. One of these apps that can be very dangerous for school-age kids is Discord, which is an online platform intended for users aged 13 and up to talk while gaming. It has chat rooms, private messaging, and video and voice calling. It's used by over 250 million people. One of the risks associated with Discord is the risk of scams and phishing. People will create fake profiles to steal information from other users. Along with this, there's the risk of bullying. CNN found that some people were in chat rooms discussing self-harm, and parents reported an impact that this had on their students' mental health. Along with this can lead to sexual exploitation. Discord is not just used by kids, but it also allows them to access adult content. So kids often think that they're making friends, and these friends aren't really who they say they are. The Attorney General of Oregon in 2022 released a press release where a man was pretending to be a teenager on Discord to engage in sexual acts and chats on video with a child. He then recorded the chat without the victim's knowledge, and he actually ended up admitting to doing this in many other instances. Along with this, in 2022, Kelly wrote about a mom who was fine with her daughter using Discord to chat with her friends, but she later found out that her daughter was chatting with an older man who requested nude photos from her. The mom also found out he was requesting pictures of her home, her bus, and other personal information. The mom instantly deactivated her child's account, but she didn't think to report him right away. Now his account is also gone. Anonymous chat rooms can be very dangerous. While CNN said that there is a setting that you can use on Discord to make it so your child cannot receive a friend request or message from someone they don't know. So if your child is using this, be aware and check into these things. Another one is Omegle. This is very dangerous. It's an anonymous video chatting platform that pairs you with a complete stranger. It's meant for adults, but kids are using it. Kids admit to using it at sleepovers as something to do. The Southern District of Indiana press release by the Attorney General He explained that kids can be exposed to nudity and sexual content. Predators are using this site to groom children and get pornographic photos. A man, Kyle Peterson, was recently sentenced to 22 years in federal prison. He used Omegle from March of 2020 to March of 2021 to entice a minor to engage in sexual conduct. He made her send pictures and videos and told her if she stopped, he'd send them out, which led her to feel shame, fear, and confusion. There's also a lawsuit that CBC wrote about in 2022 where an 11-year-old was matched with a man who abused her by engaging in sexual acts. Journalists got on Omegle to see what it's like, and they found naked men doing very odd things or saying very inappropriate things. I personally see no need for this site to exist. Live.me is a live streaming video app that's intended only for adults. However, kids are using it. When using this, kids risk exposure to child pornography and pedophilia because the app allows people to pay for pictures, and many users said that others will ask kids to strip or do very disturbing things. They also face the risk of stalking or worse because the app shares your location with the viewer. The U.S. Department of Justice wrote about a man, Christopher Frolick, age 40, who was recently arrested for producing, distributing, and possessing child pornography. He used Live.me to pose as a 15-year-old boy to connect with a 15-year-old victim. This relationship began in 2017. He convinced the victim that they were in a relationship so that she would create sexual videos for him. When she eventually stopped, he threatened to post them and send them to her family and friends. And in 2020, she stopped communicating with him, and he did post the photos online. Along with this, other parents by whom the app was used said that it is used to prostitute children and is being investigated by the Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Someone's 10-year-old daughter's top follower is an adult man that she doesn't know. These live streaming platforms can be dangerous and go down a slippery slope very quickly. So you'll notice that many of the sources and investigations I cited were from the FBI and the Attorney General. They take these cases very seriously. The current Pennsylvania State Attorney General is Michelle Henry. I have her contact information here below. I strongly urge you to reach out to the state's Attorney General office to recommend additional safety and safeguards for your kids. Sites like Omegle and Live.me do not need to be around or available for kids to access. It's important to talk to your kids about some cyber safety tips. Here's some that were written by the State Attorney General's office. Some of the key ones that I'll point out: don't respond to people that you don't know. Don't plan to meet up with people that you don't know. It's very easy to lie online. So people that you meet online are not always who they say they are. You shouldn't be talking to people you don't know. Also, you should not give out any type of personal information online. Avoid websites that aren't meant for kids. There's a reason they have age limits, and it's important to follow these. Also, it's important to always talk to an adult. If you see something that makes you uncomfortable or something's going on that you're not sure if it's right, talk to an adult. Encourage your kids to talk to you. Or if that doesn't work, talk to a teacher. Talk to someone. All right, some key elements of parental monitoring. It's so important to know what your kids are doing online. Jin et al. In 2022 wrote that high-quality parental monitoring can reduce deviant behaviors online, protect your children from online harassment, and reduce internet addiction. You can start this easily by building relationships with your kids. Make sure you know what they're using and that it's age-appropriate, and teaching kids what's right or wrong. The best content blocking and parental monitoring tool that I was able to find was the Cyber Purify Egg. Stewart et al. Wrote that the majority of parents do not routinely monitor their children's internet use. This one's a great tool because it's easy to use. It will auto-block different content, videos, searches, etc. at different times of day. It will hide explicit content, and it will generate reports for you about your child's use. It's fairly cheap, It's $150 for lifetime use, or you can do a yearly subscription, which is about $80. So the lifetime one is more cost effective and is worth the price to keep your child safe. I have a link here if you need some more information about this. Just remember to be aware of what your child is doing and always monitor their online activity. One of the best ways to ensure the safety of your kids is to have greater insight into the sites and social media platforms they are using. Just be aware. If you want more information on anything I discussed here, here's some references that I used.